People do not understand pain. They suffer in their pain. And mainly they suffer because they are fighting with their pain. And people don't know how to use pain for what it's meant for, which is a way to get out of pain. If you use your pain correctly, you can use that pain to get out of the pain that you're in forever. And if you watch this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. So where does pain come from? And why is it there? Well, pain is there because there is a great untruth that is being believed. And that is causing a ton of pain. Where did the pain start? The pain started early on in your childhood. So around the time you were 3 or 4 or 5, something happened. And it wasn't so much what happened that's the problem. It was what your mind said about what happened. So the example I use from my life is my dad had this really great set of slot cars, vintage Corvette. He was 30 years old, and him and his best friend bought this slot car set, and they were playing with it. And I went over to touch one of his cars, and he said, "Don't touch those cars." And he said it firmly, but he didn't say it he didn't say, "Or I'm going to beat you," right? And what my little kid brain at 3 years old said was, he cares about that car more than me. He doesn't love me. I don't matter. Now, none of these things were true. It didn't matter that they weren't true. The kid believed them. I believed them 100%. And those things stuck with me and became great truths for my life. I was living out this legacy of, I don't matter. I'm not loved. I'm not lovable. Right. And so it wasn't what he said that caused the damage. It was what he said mixed with the way a child interprets life. And so somewhere along the line, every child interprets life incorrectly. Right. And this pain is created. Okay. Now this pain is there like a splinter. And what it does is that pain, and this is the tricky part, it keeps recreating itself again and again and again in our lives in different ways such that we don't really see it. Because that pain that occurred when we were children is not bearable by the child. The child cannot handle that level of pain, that level of loss. Psychologists tell us this all the time. It's like it gets pushed down. It's a natural process of this would destroy the system because the infrastructure of feeling deep emotions is not there in the child. And so it gets repressed and it stays there and it stays repressed. But your soul and your spirit want to get rid of this poison and this lie. And so it comes up again and again and again in your life to be paid attention to. The problem is we're dealing with our physiology. Our human physiology is such that it is always trying to protect us. If you look at your body, your nervous system, all it's ever trying to do is keep us safe. And here's the sad part, is our bodies have determined that this pain that we experienced when we were younger is so deadly that if we go near it, it's going to kill us, destroy us, drive us crazy. Okay, so that's the issue. So what we all do is we avoid pain. And as we keep avoiding it, that wound, that lie stays there. And so the painful thing is that lie, the feeling of being that we're unlovable or whatever it is for you. That is the great lie. And it stays intact as long as we avoid it. And we all avoid it. We all push it down and try to get rid of it. That's what we do. And we even spend our days trying to be successful to try to compensate for the fact that we're not lovable. And it just gets so buried down in there. And what almost no one's doing is sort of facing this pain and going into it and treating it as a positive thing. And so it's a little bit like exercise. You show up and you go into the gym and you work out and there's pain. There's pain, but you push through it and you get stronger. And so it is with this. What people don't realize is there's so much freedom in going into this pain because it's the most natural thing in the world. It's there, and all we're doing now is allowing ourselves to feel it. And you know what happens when we allow ourselves to feel it? It starts to dissipate. And this pain is causing a huge block in our lives. I mean, you've all experienced things like this. This message that I am worthless and I am no good and I'm lovable. How does that work in relationships? It doesn't. Because even if somebody comes along and loves us, we don't believe it. We don't trust it because we deeply believe that we are unlovable. This is an unsolvable problem. The right relationship is not going to come along and solve that. The only way to solve that is by going into that pain, to deal with that original lie. And the way that we do it is we sit with that part of us, that broken, wounded child part of us, and we sort of hold it. And as we hold it, we feel it. And as we feel it, it starts to dissipate. And I have seen in myself and in many clients that these things, these lifelong pains that we have been dealing with, can go away. This is what I do in my one-on-one coaching all the time. I sit with people and I help them discover these blocks and these wounds inside themselves. And when they go away, there's all this freedom and this restoration of what was naturally yours to begin with. And so it's not to be missed. So down in the links below, you can schedule a free one-on-one consultation with me. And we'll sit, and in that first consultation, we'll find out your biggest block. And we'll go in there and we'll start to diffuse it. I'll show you how to diffuse it. And then, for those of you who are interested, I also have a free community called Unblock Your Brilliance. You can go down in there and you can join it for free. And there's all these people who are working with these things, breaking free. If you go on the school app where the community lives, you'll see all sorts of success stories and miracles that have happened. It really is a real thing, because people misunderstand the pain. They don't understand that they can use the pain to get well. It's actually the fuel. If you take that pain and you use it, it's the fuel to help get you happy. In our society, we're taught that success and accomplishment and achievement and gathering of things is what makes you happy. But it's not. It's the recognition of who you really are and the knowledge of your own inherent worth, not based on what you do, but based just on who you are. As a person, as a spirit, as a soul. So don't wait any longer on this to learn how to use pain to your advantage. Yeah, it hurts to go in and feel that pain, but it's a lot better than a lifetime of pain. We're talking a couple of months here. I have things that I've sat with, pain that I've had for 50 years that's gone in 2 or 3 months. There's lots of cases where people take their biggest block and in a month it's gone. So these are very real things. So don't hesitate to investigate this and find out how you can start to break free. And I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.